The conformity gate theory is one of the strangest and biggest theories ever created about a TV show. At first, it sounds completely crazy, but the more closely you look at it, the harder it becomes to ignore. This theory is not random guessing. It is built on patterns, clues, hidden messages, and details that feel far too specific to be accidents. Today, we are going to go through all the evidence behind the conformity gate theory. We will separate what could simply be normal TV mistakes from what feels intentional. And even if there is never a secret extra episode, this theory will completely change how you see episode 8 and the ending of season 5. If you have never heard of conformity gate before, here is the basic idea. The theory suggests that Mike and the rest of the main group who attacked Vecna never truly escaped. Instead, they are trapped inside Vecna's trance. They are asleep. Just like we have seen before, they are stuck inside a fake reality made from memories, comfort, and lies. Everything feels calm. Everything feels finished. And that is exactly the problem. This fake reality is designed to make them stop fighting. The number 7 plays a huge role in Stranger Things, and fans noticed it appearing again and again. At first, people believed 7 was pointing to a real-life date, but that idea started to fall apart. Netflix announced a behind-the-scenes documentary on the 5th, which meant they were never going to announce anything major before that. Then, the WSQ broadcasts returned late on the 11th, just before the documentary released on the 12th. And that is where things started to feel strange. The WSQ broadcast included messages telling people to crank it up to 11, along with hidden warnings saying the town had been taken over and people needed to wake up. Even the hosts' names felt suspicious: Mindy Flair and Vance. Rearranged, those names spell Mind Flayer and Vecna. Then there was the Stranger Things WSQ torch. When fans shined a black light inside the box, the words "Vecna lives" appeared. So if 7 was not a day, what else could it be? Some fans believe 7 refers to the 7th month, July. That would mark the 10-year anniversary of Stranger Things, something that only happens once. Around the same time, Netflix released a promo teasing content coming in 2026. The promo used tarot cards and heavy symbolism. A narrator said, "This year you will question everything." One card showed the Roman numeral 11 and featured artwork that looked just like 11. The message felt clear. Things are not what they seem. Even the marketing words were unsettling. You will be deceived and you will like it. Then came the documentary released on January 12th. In its trailer, fans spotted a whiteboard behind the creators. Written on it were events that never happened on screen: Demogorgon attacks and Will confronting the Mind Flayer, things that were supposedly part of the finale but were never shown. When the creators were asked why Will wasn't affected by the Mind Flayer's damage, their answer was strange. They said he was affected, but we didn't see it. That raises an important question. If it happened, why wasn't it shown? If it was filmed, where did it go? And if it was never filmed, why write it down? Even more unsettling, that whiteboard only referenced episode 8, not the whole season, just the finale. Then things got even stranger. People discovered that episodes 5 through 8 were never legally registered the same way normal TV episodes are. Instead, they were labeled as long-form promotional content. That is not normal. Even people who watched the finale in theaters did not receive real tickets. They received vouchers instead, almost as if Netflix didn't want people legally paying for something that might not be real. According to the theory, conformity gate begins at the end of episode 4, when Mike senses Vecna. That is the moment fans believe Mike is knocked unconscious. And if episodes 5 through 8 are not officially registered, could that mean none of them are real? In that moment, when Mike looks through the Demogorgon's vision, his eyes appear darkened. No one else's do. In Dungeons & Dragons, certain spells cause blindness. Later, when the group plays D&D, Mike makes a strange choice. He sends Will to a town controlled by a vampire, a place where everyone pretends to be happy and follows the rules. In episode 1, Mike is shown drinking coffee. In episode 2, again, coffee often represents sleep deprivation. He's exhausted. He's not fully awake. At the hospital, Mike notices a book called A Wrinkle in Time. It's about an evil force that controls a planet by forcing everyone to conform. After seeing the book, Mike completely zones out. Coincidence? The theory says no. Vecna doesn't kill Mike's parents when Holly is taken. He leaves them alive on purpose. Just like with his other victims, he leaves Mike traumatized and mentally broken. Later, Mike badly injures his arm, but the pain disappears, just like Max could walk when she was trapped inside Vecna's trance. On the Season 5 poster, the Mind Flayer is shown connecting Mike and Henry. Vecna was inspired by Freddy Krueger. In A Nightmare on Elm Street, the 7th movie breaks the rules and lets Freddy enter the real world after the film's end. The actor who played Freddy also played Henry's father. In Eddie's D&D campaign, everyone believes Vecna is dead, but Eddie says Vecna lives. In the finale, Vecna loses his left arm and his head hides his left eye. Eddie also talks about losing his left arm and left eye. In Will's coming out scene, he remembers happy childhood moments, but some of those memories don't make sense. Places that didn't exist, events that were actually traumatic. They feel like someone else's memories. At the very end, Mike walks upstairs and out a door, just like The Truman Show, a movie about a fake reality. That movie was listed on the show's inspiration board. No digital clocks show time in the finale. They always did before. People who once hated the Hellfire Club suddenly cheer for it. Everything feels too neat, too happy. Actors have hinted their endings were different. One even said his finale was not the same as everyone else's. After Eleven disappears, we hear a heartbeat, then a sound like bricks being laid, as if a world is being built. In Holly's memories, small details are wrong, colors change, objects are off. The show taught us that these details matter. Editors say mistakes like these don't happen by accident. Some fans believe the kids became the worst versions of themselves, the easiest versions for Vecna to control. Nancy and Mike become their parents. Max becomes like Billy. Steve gives up his dreams. Everyone settles. Orange graduation robes resemble prison uniforms. Characters look directly into the camera, something only Vecna did before. Puzzles appear everywhere. Boxes, words, games, clues. Even the ending feels boring, comfortable, safe, and that's the biggest red flag of all, because comfort is how Vecna wins. So what does it all mean? Maybe there's another episode, maybe the documentary reveals something new, or maybe the finale was never meant to feel wrong by accident. Maybe it's meant to question everything. Now it's your turn. Do you believe Conformity Gate is real? Do you think the ending was a lie, or do you think it was all just coincidence? Let me know what you think. And remember, in Stranger Things, the scariest monsters don't always attack. Sometimes they convince you everything is fine.